And we're back. First video of 2019, and it is of another Lego custom. The head that we're going to be making today is, as you can see here, really from just a socket extension set. And so this was something I found at a hardware store, and I noticed that it might fit a Lego, and so I tried it out, and it actually did. So this is the making of video. You can see back there was some gaps in between the front face of that Lego, so I was filling it in with a little bit of Elmer's glue and some clay. And then we're just setting it up here for some mold making to make a resin cast of this. And so this is some silicone resin, or silicone that I'm using, Smooth On Products. I believe this one is one that sets in like 10 minutes. So it's a really quick, fast setting, like a 10-minute work time. So I had timed myself just to make sure that I get it poured as fast as I can, because it is a full cure in less than an hour. So I have 5-10 minutes to work it. But as you can see here, just this whole video I think took me just a day to do because of that silicone being able to set so fast. And so we're pulling it out. Kind of a weird way to make a mold with all those wires, but it was something that was quick and easy in there. And so I was able to MacGyver that up really quick. There's probably easier ways to do it, but I just figured that was what I had handy and done. And so now that the silicone mold's made, we make the pour the 2-part resin in. Again, this is another Smooth On. It's your typical Smooth On resin. Comes out a pure white. And as you can see, it actually turned out really good. In terms of sizes for Lego heads, the big one looks a little bit big. The small one looks pretty much spot on, but they both fit well in the Lego universe. So we have our little Lego Cyclops heads. The next thing we need to do is fit them to the body. And so because they're so small, I used a little bit of a vise here. We've all got our vices, and I have my vise right there. And this drill bit is the perfect size for a Lego. So I fit it prior. And so I know that drill bit is about the width of a neck post on a Lego. So this is going to fit any Lego minifigure, as you can see right here doing a test fit. It fits pretty well. And so for the first layer of paint, I went outside and got a little, I had some, I think it was a copper metallic spray paint. And so I gave it a couple coats, one light coat, and then I had to come back in and kind of touch it up. As you can see here, we did another little light coat, and there's the full copper head, and it looks a little flat right now. So after that, I came in and used a little bit of an airbrush here. Red eyes for the Cyclops eyes, and I brought in a little green to look like it gives that metal a little bit of, eroding kind of aged pitting look. And the green actually worked really well. It looked pretty good. So I kept on with the green, and then I came in with some black next and burned in some shadows. I think the colors were Wicked colors, Wicked apple green, and a Wicked smoke black were the two colors that I used, along with obviously the red was just kind of a standard red. And as you can see, the more that I airbrush these in with that smoke, that's where it really started taking some color, but it needed a little bit more texture. And so I took a sponge and did a little sponge painting around the base of the guy to give it some chipping textures, to make it look like it's chipping away, and a little bit of a wash around the eye to bring out that red in the eye and kind of make sure that there's a strong line of delineation between the eye and the actual metal of the figure. Now, after I got done with that, I noticed they needed a little bit more. They needed something else to take them over to the next level. And I found I had some little screws and a resistor, and found that it was pretty much the perfect size for these guys. And so I took some screws and kind of glued them into the sides of the heads to make them look like a little Frankenstein bolt, because they've got a definite Frankenstein look to them. And so after I glued the sides in there, I'm working with 2 at a time. You can see I took a little resistor and just twisted it up to give him a little bit more character, and really that took these guys to the next level. So the last thing that we did here is a little bit of a clear gloss on the eye. And for photographing, and even just for, displaying your figures, I think that clear gloss gives them like an extra level of realism once it dries. It's made by Mod Podge. You can usually find it down the jewelry making aisle. Some great stuff. I always finish my eyes with that. And that's about it. 1-day build for the Lego head, and there they are out in the wild. They fit really well with some earth tones, but hopefully this inspired you to kind of get out there and make your own.